Good morning, everyone. My face a little. I take care of a couple of things. I hate them little white things. So I take them out myself. Then I look a little rough, don't I? I don't care. What's the big deal if I don't look so hot for a couple of days? Anyway, state of mind. It's just about state of mind, right? Yes. So I want to try to make a little series of videos about suicide. Suicide rates are really, really high in the world right now. Right. Don't even need a virus to come around, right? Yeah. Well, anyway, and they're so the virus supposedly contributed as well. Sometimes this comes to my mind. Everybody wants to be a cat, right? Everybody can't be a cat. For that matter, not one human being can be a cat, right? Yes. We're all just us, individuals. Interesting to me that one of the lowest rates in the first top four with the highest rates is the US, and is it the US? Is South Korea, and a couple others. I don't even know where that's at. Where are these places? Why are people killing themselves like that? And then one of the lowest ones happens to be Venezuela. Now, what did Venezuela just all go through? Yet they have one of the lowest suicide rates in the world. Now, that's an interesting one, right? South Korea, for example, they've been booming. Their economy has been booming. A lot of their industries, it's just been going just really just blossomed and what? And that is causing what? It is interesting to me that, and in the US, the same thing, right? It's like, what do people not have here? Baby formula right now. Is that true? Now, there is a shortage. Yeah. How could there be a baby formula shortage? How did that happen? What? And then, if there's some suggestions out there on how to make your own baby formula, then the fact checkers come and say, oh, and going, so what? You want to let them babies starve? Do they have to have something? I'm not talking 1-year-olds or 14 months old, which I heard, oh, we don't have any formula for this. Okay, come on now, guys. Really? Seriously? All right. But, if it's a newborn that has to have a certain thing and mom can't help herself with her equipment, then what? Let it starve to death? I mean, hello? All right, well, go see your doctor, and they tell you then, and then instead of... Well, I had to do that with one of my own, where I had to come up with some ideas on myself, and then all I did is go and get the okay from the pediatrician. Can I feed her already at that age? And then I read up on it. Okay. Oh, I wanted my babies to survive? Right. So don't you want to survive, no matter what the circumstances are? Suicide is an interesting phenomenon to me, where one's perfectly fine, and the next moment, so in the dumps that they actually can do it. I have to say, really, when it comes down to it, anyone that has committed suicide, wants to commit suicide, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So that I never have. Of course, I think in everyone's mind, every once in a while it crosses, I'd rather be dead, or, I'm so done, I just want to go home. Right? But that's just same thoughts, I'd love to be rich, right? I'd love to make a bunch of money so I can help people out or something. Help myself out a little bit, right? Yes? Same thing to me. But people really do it. So this first video to me is more as a person who could never do that. How do you do it? How do you actually do it? What mindset are you in? Or have people been in? Where do they get? How do they get to that point of being able to pull the trigger? Can you imagine? I can't. Just knowing what a splatter that's going to be and who has to clean that up would stop me. Okay, stop me. I mean, I wouldn't have the courage to do that. I don't know. Or look at a bottle of pills and go, I'm just going to, I don't know, how do you swallow that many? I have a hard time swallowing one. Okay, that's me. Right? Yet still. Or anything else. I mean, it's like, hanging yourself. Man, that's got to be awful, huh? I've had some, it's me. I had some experiences with spirits who had killed themselves, committed suicide. And, you might think, oh, they're in hell. There's no, well, they're not. People seem to forget that God gave us free will. We can make a choice. Yeah, but then the choices we make, there are illegal choices. Well, no, they're not. There are not. There are consequences to choices, right? But as far as, you kill yourself and then you just go to hell, that's not true. Probably one of the best examples on that is when people are absolutely bullied into it, where suddenly the loss of everything around them and the pressure of negative energy of people comes out of their mouth can have an immense impact on someone. All right. Interestingly enough, often people who have been bullied, they pull themselves out of it and get past it. Yeah. Well, not everyone. Then the drugs. Yeah, the overdosing is just another way of, I can't get the high anymore that I need, so I'm going to add a little more to it. Most overdoses are not killing themselves. They're just overdosing. Right? Anyway, so it's interesting all the different places in spirit world where suicides go, and often within a short amount of time they're pulled into action to try to avoid more. Right? But again, let's go back to what state of mind people get into when they and all the different states of minds that there are. There isn't just one, I'll kill myself. That's not it. There's many different ways to get there. And on how, in a way, very misguided ways these are. It's never, though I say, I could never do that. I'm amazed that you're contemplating, or, not just talking to the people in the physical here, but also in spirit. I don't know how you did it. Where did you take that courage from to do that? Where did you get that courage to go through with it, to just take your own life and make so many other people's lives miserable on top of that? Oh, that's another video. How did you do that? How can you do that? So, both things that I just mentioned, how could you do that? That takes courage to do that. It takes courage to take your own life. And on top of that, making many people's lives around you who love you, who loved you, miserable because of that. That takes courage. I couldn't do that. I wouldn't know how to do that. I don't have it in my heart to do that. So, though I say that, wow, you can do that? That's, man, I don't even want. I have one daughter that loves tattoos, so she goes and gets another one and another one. And some people look at her going, "You don't need another one." What am I going to? That's what she likes. She's not hurting anyone. But man, that must hurt to get them tattoos. I wouldn't even do that. I haven't considered it. My son was a tattoo artist for a while. And so I said, oh, since it's my son, I could, and I kind of backed away every time. I've had the thought, I backed away because of the pain. I'm not going to go through more pain than I have to. Why would I self-inflict that on myself, right? Anyway, so that's one thing. So if you're going through whatever you're going through, and you're also feeling like, well, nobody understands me, you're right. I don't understand you. I don't get it. I, in a way, admire that you have this, I'm going to, and then maybe you back out of it going, maybe I'm not. And then you get to the point again, maybe not. Until you are at the point with no return. Not sure. I have never really seen a study when it comes to that, where one really in-depth studies people who have these tendencies. Yes, and they're tendencies. What I do know is that it's always something coming from the spirit world, because naturally, no one wants to take their own life. Naturally, nobody wants to take someone else's life. In our original DNA, in our original makeup of heart to mind, neither of them exists. Yet it does. People are out there taking people's lives, and people are out there taking their own life. So where to start? Where does one start? Saying, hey, stop doing that. Don't do that anymore. God helps them who help themselves. I never really liked that. It's, to me, that is too one-sided, because not everyone can help themselves. The other thing too, the reason I'm saying that is because sometimes there are these absolutes out there where everybody has to have a gun, right? Well, not everyone can have a gun. Not everybody can hold a gun. I mean, physically even, right? Or get physically so fit with martial arts that, you come at me, I'm going to beat you up too. Right? There's a lot of people who cannot do that. How about children? None of the children, no child can really do that either way. Legally, for example. Right? It'd be fun to see, it'd be interesting to see a bunch of 5-year-olds running around with loaded guns. Just saying, you see? So as adults, we stay loaded guns for many different things. One of them is done with life. If you have the courage to do that, then you should also have the courage to look at your own self and look at the situation and go, okay, wait a second now. I'm probably going to do someone a favor. That's another video. So if you want to do yourself a favor, that's one thing. If you're done with whatever here on earth and there's absolutely nothing you have to give anymore. Okay? It's another thing if you're doing it because you're being pushed into it. And I do believe most people are pushed into suicide for one reason or another. Yet, you don't get to blame anybody out there. That's not how it works. That's why God helps them who help themselves can be applied. here. Faith. I know people who have faith who committed suicide. I know people who have great faith who attempted suicide more than once. And there is one thing I've noticed is that with people of faith, and I'm not just talking about Christians, is that how much of it is, again, to please your surroundings, to establish a certain image, and how much of it is you yourself. And I think that's part of many suicides is, have you ever really actually tried to figure out who you are, where you belong, how great you could be in this world, what you have to give, not what's not being given to you, because that's a big one. I didn't get. I'm in this because I didn't get. And so, the dire straits. And then, when one didn't get, what one expected from their surroundings, and then gets into that slump, I guess, with no return, one's not willing to face the consequences. But the consequences shouldn't be, right? The consequence now, person who killed themselves, wants to kill themselves, is looking to see, if I do that to myself, then there'll be consequences for the others around me. That will teach them. That's another video. Tapping on everything a little bit. Then there are the, so many things come from spirit world that people are trying to restore here. Yeah, that's another video. And that goes for many, many veterans as well. Right? Yes, forgive and be forgiven for the lives that you had to take. That's a good start for your nightmares, to find some rest. To start, a start. I said a start, right? Yes. Well, anyway, I wanted to start with this. I feel like this is just a really important, just as the abortion issue to me, and to, come on now, people in this world, you don't know how to protect yourself? Well, then stay abstinent. Oh, dear me, come on now. I mean, some of the excuses that I'm getting back from the people around me when it comes up is I'm going to, best thing is to not even say anything because you will embarrass them. And you gotta open up. Also, if you're a person who's got these thoughts, everybody's got someone. You got no one. Everybody's got the cell phones. Everyone does. I don't have one. I survived just fine, by the way. There are so many here on YouTube. As I said, I make my little videos, got 15 subscribers. Sometimes one comes, and suddenly, oh, look, there's 16, and it's 15 again. Oh, somebody didn't like what I have to say. You could do this. You can do this and do this for yourself. Open up about why do you want to do this to yourself? Could we do better for you? Could we do better for you? And how? Okay, I don't have money. I can't send you money. I know what it is to grow up, not poor, but with just the necessities. I know how it is to start from scratch and really work my way up. I know that. I know what it means to worry that you're not having enough food in the house. I know that too. But then I learned about nature. I'm going, oh, I have nothing to worry about. Right? There's plenty out there to make a soup with, even if it's tree bark. Right? Gotta know the trees though. Don't get a poisonous one. Okay, all right. Killed by accident. Killed myself by accident, right? Well, that happens too. think it's something that we all have to work on it together. And stay strong together. So that's another thing too. You can build up a community out there that, okay, we support you. There's this one, I was just going to mention that and finish up with this. There's this one guy, he was really overweight, and he came across this gym thing, right? And he started making videos. Hey, I really got into this chat room with these people. I really wanted it. And it took all his willpower just to start. And he had to start slow due to the fact that and then he made videos. He made videos every day. And he lost 200-300 pounds or something. And you see him in one video. He walks from his living room to his bedroom to the kitchen, and it's just a few feet, maybe 20 feet or something. And he turns around, he walks again, and he walks again. He makes videos and he talks while he's walking. And the thing is to make the video and to walk. That was the motivation. And for someone to say, look at my progress, that kept him going. And it wasn't just, hey, look at me. It is something that motivated him to keep going. Yes. As I said, take advantage of that. Who cares what people think out there? I don't care. I have a lot to say. Sometimes people around me, they don't want to hear it. It's okay, Mom. Or, okay, Daniela. Well, you don't want to hear it? I'm going to say it anyway, though. I don't talk to my animals. Just so that it is said out there. Positive, right? Positive energy has to be stronger. There needs to be more of that out there than the negative energy. Then we're starting to help each other. And if people struggle out there, like with suicide thoughts, just start making the videos every day. Make one, a short one. Well, I'm feeling it again today. I bet you're eventually going to, hey, no. And you're going to go, oh, they don't want me to do that. Oh, good. Okay, not today. Right? Yes. Not funny. I can only imagine the psychological pain, the pain in your heart that you're going through, that you want to take your own life. That there's no other way. Right? There's just no other way. Exhausted all the avenues. There's so many different things. I heard a story, that's the last one. One story that where a guy, he goes in and he cleans up after people when they die alone or suicide or they've been sick, they couldn't stay at the hospital, again, bills, die alone at home, and then there's no one, they go and clean up. Or sometimes the family asks to go, can you go clean up? And he talked of this one young, in his 20s, young guy who starved to death in his little apartment. Starved to death. In a country where there's plenty. Starved to death. A young person starved to death in a civilized country. There wasn't nowhere for him to go get some food. Nobody noticed that he was just skin and bones. I don't understand that. It's a very heartbreaking story. How does one starve to death in a civilized country? In a third world country, I guess that still happens all the time. Anyway. So, is it really that things are so bad? Or is it because is everybody just turning their head now? Can't have anything to do. After certain things happen to this country, it's even more so. One better doesn't get involved. Hey, it's not my life. You deal with that. Is that the way? That's as far as we come? I don't know. I'm just making this series because I worry about people out there. I get mad. I get really mad when I read certain things. This and that one. Again, some people, that's another one, the bullying one, do to others. fans. You know, fans is just a short for fanatics, right? Fanatic about something, someone. And fans, they can make you and they can break you. That's a sad one, isn't it? Ooh. Dude, I wish I were a magician. What would I do? I can't mute anybody anymore because they can still type. I don't want to hurt anybody. What would I do? People should call them out. Hey, don't talk. You don't know what's going on here. You're just assuming. Now you're unhappy about one thing. You've been happy about 10 things before. Now you're unhappy about one. And that is what if you're really a fan of someone, you don't let other fans suddenly turn on them and destroy them. Just about. That's not a fan anymore. As I said, yeah, a fan can make you or break you. Fan that sounds kind of, oh, okay. No, you're just a fanatic. And you got idols. And when your idols aren't doing what you want them to do, right, you tear them down. Yeah, oh, anyway. Ooh, I said, I get mad. I get mad and good. Aren't you glad I'm not there right next to you when you do stuff like that? Anyway, I'd like to see the suicide rates go down all around the world. But that's not going to happen by just people getting more therapy or even, become more religious, or that's going to happen by people starting to pay more attention around them. But there's a very selfish factor about taking your own life as well. We'll talk about that as well. So it isn't just about the people around you. Everybody has to do their part. And one has to get out of their own selfish thinking. Yes. Yeah. Do some do that. Just try to get attention. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not one of them. Yeah. Tough love comes in there a little bit too. Right? Yes? All right. Well, I hope you make it through another day. As I said, make a little video. I'm unhappy about this, and I'm unhappy about that. Tried this, not tried that. Nobody, blah, blah, da, 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 da. Why don't you just let it out? And watch yourself. Oh, man, that was good. Right? Yes? That's why we have. You can also just go to a park, just sit on a bench and start. Okay, all right. Then you know. Anywho, right? Go pet an animal or something. Doesn't mean you have to get one, okay? Because people who are suicidal sometimes forget about their animals, right? Yeah. And they depend on you too. Anyway, okay. All right, that's what I wanted to say first here. My first video. It's just, I'm not an expert. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist, okay? But it worries me. I'm sad. It saddens me every time I hear that another life has gone in the physical through suicide. Because most likely you're very, very valuable. You were very, very valuable. You still are. And it's a lot more difficult to work from spirit world than it is from here. To write things. And the number one thing we want is for our children all over the world to have a good life. To not be abused. If there is nothing else we can unite under, we should unite under that. Right? Yes? All right. God's love, blessings always, and I will talk to you another time.